Well, this is going to be great.
Welcome to the White House Pod with David A.R.
I'm gonna finish what I started.
It's not easy, but it's simple.
All right, so we had this man on before, and you heard so many incredible Chuck Norris stories. More blew my mind. If you have not watched or heard that episode, you got to go back there and listen to Mike Norris pay tribute to his father. Back by popular demand, Mike Norris, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks for having me again. It's been a minute.
Thank you. Literally.
So,
wait, hold on. So back me up. How in the world is Michael Jackson tour, the Victory? Which tour was this?
The Michael Jackson Victory Tour. So I'm in Helsinki making a film with Rennie Harlan.
Ironically, this is how every podcast starts out.
And unfortunately, we kind of ran out of money.
Wait,
we had
what?
some time. Yeah,
You're in Helsinki?
I'm in Helsinki.
Where is this? What country is Helsinki in?
Finland.
I've never been there.
And so we got a little time off. My dad calls and goes, I've got
His
tickets.
dad is Chuck Norris, by the way, in case you missed the first
Yeah.
episode of this.
And he goes, I've got tickets to the Michael Jackson Victory Tour
Where's
at
your-
Wrigley Field in Chicago.
Wait, where's your dad at this time of him calling you in Finland? Where is he?
He's doing Code of Silence, the movie in Chicago.
He's in Chicago,
Yeah.
and it's going to be in Chicago.
It's going to be in Chicago.
And now he has tickets to Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Your father, Chuck Norris.
Yeah. And I'm like, this is awesome. So I fly over.
Was your dad a Michael Jackson fan?
I don't think he was.
I mean, I can't even imagine that.
He wasn't one of the people. He taught him karate.
Did he teach Michael Jackson karate?
We were the Osmonds.
Okay.
We were the Osmonds.
The other family.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so anyways, I go, I'm going. So I fly into Chicago. My mom and dad.
How long is this trip from Finland to Chicago?
12 hours.
Okay.
Something like that.
Do you have a private jet now because you are Mike Norris?
No, not at that point.
Really?
Not at that point. No.
Okay.
But I think I was coach in some airline.
No, you were not coach. There's no way in the world you were coach.
So
unless you really ran out of money.
My first day in Chicago.
Where's Rennie? Is Rennie coming with you? Is
No,
he like,
Rennie's
I want to go
back
see
there
Michael Jackson too?
No, he's trying to get some money to finish this movie, which we ended up finishing.
Yeah.
It did well.
What's the movie called?
Born American.
That's a good name.
Yeah, it was great. We had the screening right here in Hollywood.
Nice.
Grauman's Chinese Theater. We had Russian tanks coming down Hollywood Boulevard at the opening. Oh, it was big.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Who was starring in this movie besides
Me.
you? Just
Me,
you? You were headlining it all?
Yeah.
You and Rennie Harlan?
Me and Rennie.
Wow.
Yeah.
Rennie Harlan, by the way, if you don't know him, has directed a ton
Die
of
Hard.
big movies. Rennie didn't direct Die Hard.
3.
Oh, yes. Die Hard 3 probably. But he also directed, like, I remember whatever. He has a list of movies that he's directed, a lot of them.
Yeah, he was great. He was amazing.
Okay,
I
so-
knew he was going to be big. I knew it. But anyway, so...
Is that his first movie? Was he directing?
Oh, yeah, he was the first AD. He was like going to be the first AD on another film. And that film got canceled. And I'm out there. We go, well, let's make our own movie. And so we shot a trailer.
Who was writing this movie?
You know what?
Did you get involved in writing at this point?
Yeah, me and Rennie and Marcus Celine. So
what's this called?
We were
American
watching
Born?
Born American. We were watching Midnight Express at the time.
I want to redo that. I want to do Born American.
It was pretty good. And
seriously, write that down, Dylan.
We were watching Midnight Express. And so we
I can make a movie, right?
Yeah,
this
absolutely.
entitled. Yeah, okay,
we go,
good.
what if 3 Americans go to Finland on vacation and cross the Russian border and get caught and go to prison? And so that was basically...
Good setup.
Yeah.
Who are your two friends, do you know? Do you remember? Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Can't remember. So anyways, so I come to Chicago to go see the Michael Jackson Victory Tour with my mom and dad. And
are you backstage before her?
No. My dad's making a movie. I'm not the concert. I haven't even made it to the concert yet. So day one in Chicago, I'm standing there, and I'm with my dad's bodyguard, his security guy, and sitting there talking to him. They're over there. They've got the roads blocked off downtown Chicago, and I'm still like last time. I'm going, this is so cool. My dad's a big movie star. I can't believe how awesome all this is. All of a sudden, this girl in scrubs and a backpack gets off the train, comes walking over, jumps over the barricade, starts walking, and my dad's bodyguard goes, "Hey, can you stop and come back here for a second?" She's like, "Oh, okay." She comes back, and he's looking at her, and he looks at me, and I'm like, "Oh, she's cute." And he goes,
How old are you at this time?
20.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And maybe just turned 21, maybe. And the guy goes, "Hey, this is Mike. That's Chuck Norris's son." And she looks at me and goes, "Hey, I'm Val. I'm Frank Gallo's daughter." And that's when I met my wife.
Wow.
Right there. Right there. And I go, so we start talking. I get her a cup of coffee. We, blah, blah, blah. And 40 years later, here we are.
All right. Are we in love from the moment you see her? Or like, is she in love the moment she sees you? Or like, how does this transpire? Do you have a bodyguard with you at all times when you go on dates?
Not me personally, but our first date was a big family date with my whole family, my mom and dad, and some of the actors and cast from the movie. So she's a small town girl from Northwest Indiana, and all of a sudden she's here having dinner, and her mind is blown, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And, it was so funny.
When she tells the story, go ahead.
It was such a beautiful night because she was so sweet and she was so scared and so nervous. And, I've got a little extra.
Is she 20 years old at this time, too?
She's 20 years old.
Well, wow.
Yeah, we're a month apart. Our age is a month apart. So we're having dinner and she doesn't know what to order. She still doesn't know what to order. We go to dinner and.
Where were you guys at? What kind of?
Some place in nice fine dining in Chicago.
Okay. Steak restaurant or something?
And
okay.
And all of a sudden a fish comes over and is plopped down in front of her, like the head, the tail, everything. And she's just looking at it.
Was it flopping around?
No, it was cooked. But I just remember my mom. This is how amazing my mom was. She looks at the maitre d' and she goes, "Could you fillet this fish, please?" to the maitre d'. And it was just very subtle, and he did it. But that was it. I mean, that was when I met my wife, and I knew that night, I go, this is who I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. I knew. It was crazy. I knew right away.
They talk about relationships, and a lot of times how you're like, yeah, that's it. I'm done.
Yeah. I just knew her character. I felt who she was. I met her family, and that whole time. I ended up, I was going to be in Chicago for...
Was she growing up in a Christian home as well? Was she Christian?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
But I knew...
So you shared this faith thing as well.
Yeah. You know what we've done? We have prayed together every night, our whole relationship together.
Even when you first met?
Yep, over the phone. And when I was in L.A. and we'd pray over the phone together. We'd say the Lord's Prayer together.
At night? Before you would
before we
hang
go to
up?
bed. Yeah.
Okay, how does that work, though, when you're a big movie star, and is she still in school at this time?
Can't a big movie star love Jesus?
I don't... Oh, no, that is true.
Okay.
But can big movie stars, does that relationship, especially when you're so young, go straight forward without hey, did you guys ever break up?
No.
You never broke up? Mm-mm. Did you ever have a fight? Because Val...
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh, of course we've had our
Val is
issues.
The sweetest person on the planet.
By far.
She's by far. Yeah. Well, you're a little bombastic.
So even-keeled.
Yeah, you're bombastic.
And it's funny. She just bought a sweatshirt. Something like I apologize for my husband, kind of thing. Because everybody asks her, "How do you do it?"
Yeah, I wanted to ask her that question.
She's so calm, and she just takes care of everything. She always has. Never complains.
I mean, and you have, how many kids do you have now?
3 kids. I got my oldest daughter, Hannah's, just got married.
Wow.
We just threw Val through
I remember. I think I met Hannah when she was 7.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. And beautiful wedding we just had. Max and Greta, our twins.
How old are they?
They're 24.
Oh, my
goodness. Twins are 24.
Oh, are they all martial artists, all 3 of your kids?
No. My daughter, Hannah, this is funny.
She used to be a martial artist. I remember
that.
Yeah.
Big time. Her and my dad, man, she went to fight in all the tournaments. My dad, we were doing Walker at the time.
Wow.
My dad would bug out and go see her fight. Oh, yeah, she was into it. She was really good. But Max and Greta, they never really.
Where did any of your kids want to go and follow you or their grandfather into the movie industry?
No.
Neither.
Nah, because you know what?
But they were in the movies, I remember.
Yeah,
Bells of Innocence, one of our movies, one of your kids was in that.
And my daughter Greta,
and they were
she's done a
adorable.
couple movies with me. But,
Okay.
you know, it's not their thing. They see how hard it is. You know, they've seen the ugly side to it, you know, when you don't work for a while and...
But their grandfather is Chuck Norris. Their father is Mike Norris, star of Delta Force 3.
and 4.
I love bringing that up.
And 4.
American Born.
Born American.
Born American.
Yeah, which you're going to remake.
I want to do American Born because then it'll sound different.
Yeah, Born American's a good name. It was originally called Arctic Heat.
Oh, Born American's so much better.
So much better.
All right, so but none of them wanted to go in the movie industry. That's very interesting.
No.
But both of you and your brother went right into the movie industry with your dad.
It's what we saw. You know, it's kind of, you know, he just kind of...
But they saw you you've been writing, directing, acting in movies since the time when they were little.
Yeah. Yeah, but, you know, I think the way it just worked out is, you know, my oldest daughter for sure never interested. My daughter Greta, she's been in a
and your oldest daughter, because she does amazing martial arts, right? Hannah's doing all this, but she doesn't want to throw that into the screen.
No.
You know, like
she's just like my dad. She is just like my dad. She's kind of shy. She's quiet-spoken.
One of the biggest movie stars in the world.
But before that, that's what he was. He was her. And that's why him and my daughter have such a great relationship.
Does your dad ever encourage her, though? Did he ever go, you should be in the movie industry?
No.
He liked the idea of not.
Yeah, and thank goodness they didn't. I mean, kind of like where we're at in the business right now.
Yeah, it's different.
It's a different thing.
How, I mean, as a father...
Yeah.
You followed your dad's footsteps into the movie industry and had an unbelievable career and are still having a career. You have children then.
Yep.
Do you want them, is your thought process, hey, I don't want them to go through what I went through? Or is there a secret part of you that wished that they would have gone in and followed the Norris name? Out of all the Norrises, right, or your brother's kids, or is anybody doing that? Wow.
None of them.
I mean, you look at like Arnold Schwarzenegger, his kid is in the movie. One of his sons is now, you know, kind of breaking out.
Scott Eastwood?
No, well, that's Clint Eastwood. One of his sons obviously came out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of times the kids, one of them, Mel Gibson's kid is now starring in movies.
Yeah.
Like one of them goes... Ding! Oh my gosh, I want to do this.
You know, I think it's something you've got to have a passion for.
Yeah.
And it was something I always loved to do, but it wasn't my everything. It wasn't my everything to be in movies, to direct, to act, whatever it was. It wasn't my everything.
But it has been your everything. I mean, not your everything, because obviously there's
my family.
Yeah, your family
is
your everything. Yeah,
and
I would 100% agree with that.
I just always wanted to do enough to have a good life, to take care of my family, to.
But you still, like, you're always writing.
Yeah.
You always have an itch to go to a movie.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? Like, it is your thing.
Yeah. But at this point in my life where I'm at now, you know, my wife and I, we got a little ranch. We live in the country.
Yeah.
We're going to get some animals, you know.
What kind of animals are we going to get?
We're going to get some goats and
That's their number one?
miniature donkeys. Yeah.
Number one is I'm going to get some goats.
Well, we got
so
cows.
I don't have to mow my lawn.
Yeah, that would be good. There's a lot of work out there. I never had the passion to just really attack this career. It was always, I love doing it.
Did your dad have the passion to attack this career?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It seems like he did.
Yeah, he couldn't have been where he was without it. He's got the most amazing work ethic.
Yeah.
And I just didn't have it, you know? I mean, I worked enough.
More than your brother? Do you have it more than your brother?
No, you know, my brother was smart because he knew he wanted to be a stuntman. And he wanted to be a stunt
always?
Did
he star in movies too, like you did?
No, he was always stunts.
He
liked to race cars. He liked to race motorcycles.
Who's a better martial artist, you or your brother?
I'd say I'm the better martial artist technically.
Yeah.
He's tougher. He can probably kick my butt. but technically I would be the better martial arts, but he's a tougher guy. And
is he short? I don't think I've ever seen your brother in all the years. No.
Real handsome. Everybody loves him.
How many years younger than he?
Two and a half years younger.
Is he shorter or taller than you?
Same. But,
Same.
He's
a little bulkier.
Stronger.
Interesting.
And
what do you attribute that to? Does he work out more?
Drinking milk.
Or is he bigger boned?
Bigger boned.
He is.
For sure. Yeah.
Interesting.
And
was he a better football player than you?
He's
all in. He just was a man's man.
Yeah,
a little stronger.
Yeah.
I've always said that about you. You're always way stronger than you're a better man's man than me.
Yeah. And and he's made such an amazing career. My brother has. He just and it's
like every show. Like he's doing
Hawaii 5-0.
What was his first show that launched him into stunt coordinating?
Well, Walker.
Was that his first one?
Yeah.
Okay.
His first one. He was kind of...
How does that work with your career, though? So you're starring in these movies overseas, getting paid in cash, you're in Israel or whatever. First of all, how did you smuggle your money out? Without did you have a bodyguard with you that you're not, or because you're such a trained martial? So that for the record, he if you haven't caught up on the last podcast we did, he was the star of Delta 3 was one of the early ones, right?
It was after my dad's Delta Forces when they wanted to extend the life of the franchise.
Then you came in, right, as the movie star, right? Yeah. But you were doing 3, Delta Force 4. Yep. You're getting paid tremendous amounts of money at the time. Yeah. And so are we in a lot in cash. In those days, did you have to bring the suitcase home? How do you not get robbed at the airport?
Well,
or on the way to the airport?
Is there a statute of limitations on all this stuff?
I'm sure.
Well, what you do is you convert it to diamonds.
Really?
Yeah, in Israel.
You're bringing diamonds home?
Oh, Lord, I can't even believe we're talking about this on a podcast.
This is fascinating. This is why.
Well,
this is so many years ago. Nobody's going to call you up and send you to jail.
My daughter was real young. Hannah was real young.
For all the police officers out there, please don't send Mike Norris to jail.
Yeah, please.
We need him.
I would not make it. Something happened, and there was some kind of attack in Israel, and I was like, man, you guys got to get out of here. And it was funny. We were being paid in cash in Israel.
Did you do a belt on your wife, on Val? Was Val doing a cash belt?
No, we bought some diamonds, but the rest was in cash. We stuck in my daughter's diaper bag, and off they went.
And that's how you got your cash into America every time?
Yeah, I can't even believe I'm talking about this. I can't even believe I'm talking about this. Oh, Lord.
I don't think you can't get... I was saying, Lord willing, you're not going to jail on that.
I pay all my taxes.
Yeah, of course, you do. But is that every movie? Is that how you got your
No, that
cash
was just
out?
This one show in Israel.
Just a one show. In other shows, you've got paid through normal...
The agent gets the money, just like everybody else.
Only one movie, because Eric Roberts, we've had Eric Roberts in a bunch of our early movies, and Eric Roberts was saying how he would go do all these Russian movies, and they would pay him in cash almost every single time, and he'd have to figure out how to bring the cash home. For whatever reason, that's been a question that's been gnawing on me for many years, way before this podcast.
Doing it now is big difference than doing it back in the 90s.
Well, right, because
it's a different world back then.
Yeah, the SEC is much more stringent.
Yeah.
And there's 80,000 tax representatives that would like to come take that money from you. And a lot of other money from you. Just because.
Oh, man. Oh, David.
You're doing these big movies, right? You're a movie star.
Small movies.
Yeah, but you're a movie star. No matter where you go, people know who you are. Maybe in part because of your father.
Oh, of course.
But you are your own movie star. You're kicking butt, taking names in action movies. At what point in time do you go, wow, my career might not be as prevalent as my father's in the way that,
I knew that early on. I knew that early on. It's interesting because...
How?
I'd done a film, and then I went and read for this movie called Karate Kid.
Oh.
I auditioned once. I auditioned twice, three
To play
times.
the lead or
Yeah,
play the...
to
Oh,
play
because
the
you're
lead.
young, too,
Yeah.
at this time, right?
Yeah,
You're in,
yeah,
whatever, early
19.
20s? Yeah?
And
or not even 20.
I'm reading for the director, John Avildsen.
Right. Wow.
I'm like, man, I think this is going to happen. After 6 auditions, they go, we're going another way. We're going ethnic.
With
And-
Ralph.
Yeah.
Wow.
And who was the right choice? And I was like,
You were
oh
probably
my-
a whole lot bigger than Ralph Macchio, though. Ralph was so small in that movie, in the first Karate Kid.
Well-
He looked like he was 14 years old.
yeah.
I mean, I actually think he
Yeah.
was 17 or something
Yeah,
like that. But
I met the director. He was a nice guy.
John
Yeah,
Avildsen,
yeah.
who directed Rocky, the original Rocky.
Did he?
Yes, same guy.
Really? I didn't know that.
Are you kidding me? When you were working last year with Stallone, you didn't even... Why didn't you tell him that story?
I didn't know it was John Avildsen. But yeah, working with Stallone, highlight of my life. I couldn't believe it.
I obviously grew up watching Sylvester Stallone, and he was my hero. When I watched Rocky 3 was the pinnacle of my turn into, wow, anybody can, if you have a goal and you
Yeah.
have a dream, you can achieve amazing things. And for whatever reason, that movie impacted me huge. For you, your dad is Chuck Norris,
Yep.
okay? Way bigger than Sylvester Stallone at the time. Where do you become a Sylvester Stallone fan? Is
Rocky.
it Rambo or Rocky?
Rocky, the greatest movie of all time. Rocky. Oh, yeah.
And you had no idea that John
I
Avildsen
didn't.
directed that, and you're up for a movie and you saw it
Yeah.
6 times?
I didn't
It
know
didn't
that.
make that connection. Wow.
No, didn't even.
If you
not
could
till
step
now.
back in time.
Yeah, no kidding. I'd do a lot of things different if I could do that.
But wait, Rocky, then you become an immediate fan?
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, well, this guy doesn't even talk very well. And yet he had that passion your dad did in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
The drive
The drive.
to couldn't stop.
The drive. Yeah.
So-
yeah, 100%.
So you fast forward. Has he been a fan of have you been a fan of Sylvester Stallone for all those years?
All those years.
Did you ever meet him before?
Never met him. Never met him.
But your dad obviously was in one of the Expendables.
Yeah, my dad was in the Expendables.
and you didn't go out there?
No, I was only involved early with my dad. You
Yeah.
know, by the time the Expendables and all that stuff was happening, I've got my own life, my
Yeah.
own thing.
Interesting.
But I've just always been a huge fan of
Yeah.
Sylvester Stallone. So when I got the chance, a really great friend of mine is his stunt double now and was the stunt coordinator on Tulsa King. And he got all the guys together from Walker and brought them all up to Oklahoma City, and we did this big car chase. And
Did everybody want to meet him the same way you did? Like
Oh,
all the
yeah.
guys from Walker that had also?
oh yeah,
He was
yeah. He's just such an amazing presence. When you're in his presence, you're just totally sucked in the way he talks and his passion, and it's so cool.
Is he... Because people want to know how big is he comparatively to... I mean, his chest is just massive.
He's big.
He really
Yeah.
worked on his
Yeah.
chest
He's big. He's fit. He's handsome. All of it.
Do you go, I think I should do that more. I
Work
want
out?
Oh, well, sure.
No.
I want to have... Sly, though. Sly's how big? He's not that tall. He's like 5'10".
Yeah. He's
Probably
not
5'10".
short.
But you're 6 foot, aren't you?
6 foot, yeah.
Yeah. Did you tower over Sly or was... Yeah.
I would never say that. I would never say that.
No, of course not. You meet Sylvester Stallone, and his aura is huge as well.
Huge.
Do you go...
No,
Meaning, does
no.
he know that your dad is Chuck and
Yes.
that he knows Chuck, and obviously he likes Chuck a lot because
Loves
he's
him.
the one. Yeah.
Immense
Did you ever have
respect.
that conversation?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course. You got to have an in somehow. And the Chuck Norris in is always a good one. So, hey, Sly, Mike Norris, my
Yeah.
dad's Chuck. He wanted me to tell you hello.
There you go.
What? Oh, come on over here. So it was that kind of thing.
Yeah, he never stops, and so it's
Yeah.
fun to even be able to watch him on as your childhood heroes to see, you get to know them more.
Yeah.
How many people come up to you and ask you about your father? Does it always, right?
Yeah, I mean, if they know he's my dad, I think it's so cool.
Well, I know. I love that about you.
I'm really proud of that.
Yeah, because it's not like you're ever trying to, from what I've noticed, you're never ever trying to use that in any way besides...
Use it when you got to use it. I mean, I'm not quite like my grandma. She likes to use it. She's the one that led me to the Lord as a child.
Like, I mean, did you become a Christian early on?
I did.
How? How does that happen?
My grandma.
Grandma led you to the Lord.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Absolutely. I always had a feeling in my heart about Jesus. I knew that there's Jesus. When I got to be a father and a husband and all those things, everything just amplified that I needed that in my life. And I needed that. If I was going to really have a successful life, a successful marriage, successful kids, it needed to be Jesus-centered.
Centered, yeah.
I've always had a relationship, but I didn't understand it really. Until I was old enough to understand.
It's interesting because, I mean, like, that's one of the things that I love about you is how open you are at any time. You also don't try to, coat things or color them in a certain way to make yourself look better. You're open, you're honest, and you're authentic in every way.
Well, I may need to figure out how to do that to make me look better, for sure.
No, but I mean, I appreciate that about, even just when I got to know you, obviously, you come with a whole bag of who you are.
And baggage.
Who's your parents are, and the Lord has stayed in, you seek God in so many different ways throughout the years that I've known you. Is it the same in your family?
Well, my dad's a believer.
Has your dad always been a believer?
Yeah. I mean, with my grandma. My grandma has spent her life on her knees praying for her family and everybody. So it's always been a very important part to my life. It
seems like you've been on pretty much a vacation since I met you. In the last 20-some years, you're always whether it's going to the games of your kids, whether it's making a movie, you decide I'm going to write a movie, I'm going to write it, directed it. It seriously seems like you've been on vacation, nonstop.
I'm very aware about
on a ranch.
My time, and my time here on Earth. When my kids were young, I'm going, I don't want to miss anything. I don't want to miss anything. I don't want to be that guy on my deathbed going, I wish I would have done this. And the thing I can't give anybody more of is my time. And that's what I've been able to do to my family. I've been able to give all my children time.
This podcast is called Dare to Dream. What do you encourage people who would love to live a life like you have had over the years? How do they start? Where do they go? What do they do? How do you tell them? What's that Mike Norris gold nugget of wisdom?
I got born into the family lotto. I hit it big.
What about all those people who do not?
Man,
get a more famous dad.
Yeah, I think. I mean, that's the only thing I could tell them. I mean, that's kind of how it all works.
That's terrible advice. It's terrible advice.
I know, but it's so true. I mean, I really did. I hit the lotto when I was born with my family.
I love that.
Hey, you don't.
It's not without talent though either, and it's not without work because you're still creating projects, wonderful projects. A lot of them we've had the blessing of playing on Flix, but he did a show called I Am Gabriel that was a hit on Flix, and one of the number one shows that has ever run on that platform. And I'm excited for the reboot of a series spin-off of it that it will someday see the light of day.
We'll see.
I'm reading here. I just want to pull one thing up that we didn't ever talk about. I've seen most of these things. Missionaire, I Am Gabriel, Maggie's Passage, Birdie and Bogey. These were great ones. The Cross.
They're all in your catalog.
No, the Cross. We didn't distribute that. Young Warriors.
Oh boy,
I want to see this one.
That was back in the day.
Chase, Prison Break, Rush Hour 3, Where the Heart. That's what we met on. Is Rush Hour 3.
Yeah,
I like it.
Or 2.
Guys. as always, you are an encouragement to people like Mike Norris and myself. I appreciate you guys, and I hope you continue joining us. We are everywhere, by the way, every week on Apple, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Alexa, all podcast platforms. I hope you tune in, but I also hope you tune in on the YouTube because you get to see Mike Norris and amazing pictures from when he was 2 years old all the way through his ranch today. Please like, subscribe, and also comment. We also appreciate you. Have a great day, guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Mike Norris, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Mr. White.